Good morning, everyone. I am Riya Sinha. Today, we are going to start chapter number 9 of civics, that is public facilities. In this chapter, we will come to know about different types of public facilities, who used to provide us that facilities, who is responsible for it, and what kind of facilities we have given by the government. Here in the first page of the chapter, we have seen some of the caricatures are presented here. In this, it is given as Amu and Kumar are traveling through Chennai in a bus, and as they go around the city, they observe the water facilities available in different parts of Chennai. Here, first Anna Nagar is given, in which Ram Gopal it is shown in that picture that someone, a driver or someone, is washing a car and a lot of water coming out of the bungalow. Means wastage of water is shown in this picture. In that page, Sadapet, in which Padma is in a line and a lot of pots and buckets and other things are there. So in the Sadapet, it is shown that people are obviously facing scarcity of water there, because a lot of drums, pots and buckets are seen in a line in the picture. So in one picture it is shown that people are wasting water there, and in the second picture people facing scarcity of water. Third picture is given of Madipakam, in which it is shown that Shiva is having sufficient water. He is storing water for everything. So for his livelihood, he is having water in a well-to-do way, so that he can live their life properly. So in the fourth picture it is shown, it is of Melapur, in which Subramanyam is there, who is also facing a scarcity of water. Water tank is shown there. Water tank is there for everyone, which is providing water in that locality. So in Chennai, 4 different places are shown in which people have, in some areas are there in which people are wasting water, and some areas are there in which people have to face the scarcity of water. So in this chapter we will learn about it first. Here first topic is given, water and the people of Chennai. Senior government official like Mr. Ram Gopal live in Anna Nagar, Chennai. This area looks lush and green with lawns maintained by generous spring of water. Bungalows here have tap water for major part of the day. On days when the water supply is inadequate, Mr. Ram Gopal speaks to a senior official whom he knows in the municipal water board, and a water tanker is easily arranged for his house. In Anna Nagar, which we have seen in picture, that is a posh area which where only officials and high grade aristocrat persons used to live there. So bungalows have tap water for major part of the day, and if someday if they used to face inadequate water supply, then they used to speak senior official whom they know in the municipal water board, and they used to provide them water tanker, so that their water problems or inadequacy will come to end soon. So like most other areas of the city, Subramanian's apartment in Melapur suffers from water shortage. This area gets municipal water once in 2 days. A private borewell meets some of the residents' water needs. Borewell water is however brackish, So the residents use it in their toilets and for washing. And for other uses, water is purchased from tankers. Subramanian spends up to rupees 500 to 600 per month on buying water from the tankers. For drinking water, residents have installed water purification system in their homes. So here another case is given of Malapur in Subramanian's apartment. They used to suffer from water shortage. This area gets municipal water once in 2 days. And the water they used to get from the bore well is brackish, so they use it in their toilets and for washing purpose only. For drinking purpose or for cooking, they have to spend up to rupees 500 to 600 per month on buying water. Shiva lives on rent on the first floor of a house in Madhipakkam and gets water once in 4 days. So shortage of water is one major reason why Shiva can't bring his family to Chennai, and for drinking Shiva buys bottled water. Another case is given of Madhipakkam where they used to get water once in 4 days. So obviously shortage of water is one major reason, and they have to buy bottled water for drinking purpose. Padma works as a domestic help in Saidapet and lives in the nearby slum. She pays a rent of rupees 650 for the hutment, which has neither a bathroom nor a tap connection. For 30 such hutments, there is a common tap at one corner in which water comes from a borewell for 20 minutes twice daily. Only for 20 minutes twice daily, and 30 such families are there. A family gets to fill a maximum of 3 buckets within this time. And the same water is used for washing and drinking. In summer, the flow becomes a trickle, obviously, so that one family gets water only at the cost of another. People have to wait long hours for water tankers. So these are the 4 different situations and conditions which people of Chennai are facing. Next topic is given water as part of the fundamental right to life. Water is essential for life and for good health. Not only is it necessary for us to be able to meet our daily needs, but safe drinking water can prevent many water related diseases. India has one of the largest number of cases of diseases such as diarrhea, dysentery, cholera, and over 1,600 Indians, most of them children below the age of 5, reportedly die every day because of water related diseases. These deaths can be prevented if people have access to safe drinking water. So, the Constitution of India recognizes the right to water as being a part of right to life under Article 21. This means that it is the right of every person, whether rich or poor, to have sufficient amounts of water to fulfill his or her daily needs at a price that he or she can afford. In other words, there should be universal access to water. There have been several court cases in which both the High Court and the Supreme Court have held that the right to safe drinking water is a fundamental right. In 2007, the Andhra Pradesh High Court related this while hearing a case based on a letter written by a villager of Mehboob Nagar district on the contamination of drinking water. The villager's complaint was that a textile company was discharging poisonous chemicals into a stream near his village, contaminating groundwater, and which was a source for irrigation and drinking water. The judges directed the Mehboob Nagar district collector to supply 25 liters of water to each person in the village. Okay, so next topic is public facilities. Like water, there are other essential facilities that need to be provided for everyone. And last year we have read about two such facilities, that is healthcare and sanitation. Yeah. So similarly, there are things like electricity, public transport, schools and colleges that are also necessary, and these are known as public facilities. The important characteristics of a public facility is that once it is provided, its benefits can be shared by many people. So for instance, a school in the village will enable many children to get educated. Similarly, the supply of electricity to an area can be useful for many people. Farmers can run pump set to irrigate their fields. People can open small workshops that run on electricity. The students will find it easier to study, and most people in the village will benefit in some way or the other. Okay, so let it be. Let's stop it here for today's class. Hope you all understood the covered topics well. Read it thoroughly. If you have any query, then you all can ask to me. So thank you and have a nice day.